Hi Capricorn and Capricorn Rising, this is your April 2017 forecast. So last month I discussed the significance of retrograde Venus, and Venus is retrograde until the 15th of April. So if you want a refresher on that, you can just listen to the beginning of one of my March forecasts. Mercury, the planet of transport, communication, learning, goes retrograde this month from the 9th of April until the 3rd of May. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the significance of Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde we tend to be a little bit more familiar with. Traditionally it's considered a bad time to start new business, and where we have to go forward and make business connections and agreements, you want to be a lot more careful with communication, because miscommunication is also one of the hallmarks of retrograde Mercury. So Mercury retrograde can also play havoc with objects, so missing objects can be a feature, missing car keys or telephones or other vital objects. So Mercury as a trickster can tinker a bit with our day-to-day affairs. Mercury retrograde can sometimes also signify lost data, so it's a good time to back up, your information on your computer or your mobile. But also Mercury retrograde can sometimes show mechanical problems, so problems with machines, circuits, and computers can be very common under this influence. But Mercury retrograde, Mercury is also the divine messenger, so it can tell us where we need to stop and pay attention a little bit. So time to reassess, reflect, rethink things. So a bit of pause, and opportunity to reconsider things. So let's look at where Mercury is going to be retrograde in your chart this month. So until the 21st, Mercury will be in your 5th house. And the 5th house can show up as a bit of a creative quandary, so perhaps you're stuck in a rut. So this is all about our ability to articulate and express ourselves with confidence. So, there may be a bit of flagging self-esteem coming up here. So this is a good time to seek out inspiration, to try out new creative skills like a craft or a hobby. So look for something that, can excite your passions, capture your interest, and stimulate your mind. Mercury retrograde can sometimes also show an old flame reappearing, particularly with Mercury in your 5th house. But it's also a good time to inject romance into an existing love relationship. So this is where you want to explore the terrain with communication. So talk things over, look at ways to have fun together, rekindle romance, and perhaps reconnect through creative avenues. So, maybe booking a cooking class or something like that for the two of you would be a good idea. From the 21st, Mercury goes into your 4th house. And in the 4th house, Mercury can show a bit of stuck energy around the home, so this is a very good time to declutter. So have a look at all those familiar objects and see which ones are useful. It can also be a good time to rearrange furniture, so, stir up, your creative energies in that way. Mercury retrograde in the 4th, also a good time to reconnect with family. But because this is also your private, emotional, and personal domain, it's a good time to reflect on childhood conditioning, your beliefs and attitudes regarding the past, and it's a good time to reflect and make peace with the past, as it were, and you may find yourself reminiscing about the past quite nostalgically. So let's look at where the other planets are this month. Until the 20th, the Sun is in your 4th house, and the 4th house is that house of family, home, and property concerns. So this is all about nesting, setting down roots, strengthening family ties. You want to fortify your home base, make it secure and comfortable. So the focus, as I said, is on domestic and family affairs, and really it's about nurturing or nourishing inner foundations and finding stability. So a stable home base of operations, very important. Again, can also show reminiscing about the past, and for some of you it could be around property concerns, so renovations or purchasing property could be a theme. From the 20th, the Sun moves into your 5th house, and this is that house of personal business, recreation, fun, and speculative risks. So it's all about self-expression and passions here. So this is a very good placement of the Sun to promote yourself with regards to personal business or creative projects. It can also show some risk-taking with regards to finances. But this is also the house of fun and leisure. So, looking at ways to, have fun, enjoy yourself. So exploring hobbies, leisure time. It's very good placement for activities with children. So really, use that good feeling and look for opportunities to have fun and express yourself about things that you're passionate about. So Venus retrograde until the 15th of April and in your 3rd house for most of the month. So Venus in the third house, this tends to make your daily activities and routines more pleasant and enjoyable, and it also draws in social activities and encounters that are light-hearted, pleasant and fun. So this is a good time to communicate your emotions and express your affection for other people, show people that you care through phone calls, emails and conversations. So, and setting up lunch dates or dinner dates, with friends. It's also a good time to take scenic trips to incorporate more beauty in your day-to-day affairs. So Mars is going to be in your 5th house until the 21st of April. And Mars is going to direct its physical energy here into recreation, sports and romance. So also personal business and creative ventures are very favorable. And Mars, of course, very good for promoting yourself with regards to personal business, things that you're passionate about. So Mars in the 5th, it's more about immediate gratification and risk-taking, and this can be with regard to financial affairs or with regards to romance. So being a bit bolder than usual, taking some romantic risks or financial gambles. So from the 21st, Mars moves into your 6th house, and here Mars is able to defer immediate gratification. So this is about the house of hard work and productivity with Mars here. So Mars here, may feel a little bit underappreciated and may not be the best team player. So, you can have some ego conflicts with those you're working with because you're not being given the scope to take as much initiative as you'd like. But a very good placement for getting a lot done, for productivity in general, so you can siphon off that excess energy either through physical exercise or just getting a lot done around the office or workplace. So let's look at the aspects this month. On the 5th, we've got Mars trining Pluto from your 5th to your 1st house. And this is really a good placement for creativity and energy. There's enough energy here to really direct towards your goals and ambitions and get a lot done. So there's the ability to accomplish a great deal and a lot of creative energy for you with Mars in your 5th house. So good for personal business projects and self-promotion as well. On the 7th, we've got the Sun opposing Jupiter from your 4th to your 10th house, and although these two planetary energies can blend very well, and this can be a very favorable transit, it's still in opposition. So here you really want to watch that you don't take on too much and you delegate energy wisely, and for you this could be around home or business concerns. So don't take on bites off more than you can chew under this transit, and so if you're careful about that, it can be very favorable for business or family concerns. On the 9th, we've got the Sun squaring Pluto from your 4th to your 1st house, so a strong angular placement. So you have to watch out for this one because it can show power struggles, also extremes of behavior and intensity in experiences. So for you could find yourself embroiled in ego conflicts with family members or people that you live with in particular. On the 11th, we've got the full moon in Libra in your 10th house. So this puts the spotlight on career or possibly home and family concerns as well. So this is a very visible placement, so you can find yourself in the limelight or the spotlight, like I said. Professionally, it can mean that you need to show off your skills or competence. It can sometimes show up as a job opportunity or possibly a chance promotion. So here you can also be called upon to take charge, to take responsibility with regards to career, home or property matters. On the 14th, we've got the Sun conjuncting Uranus in your 4th house. So here, the Sun and Uranus can behave a little bit erratically, but it's a good time to try something new, to break out of the mold of routine. And for you, this can be around home or family concerns, and it can show some changes in circumstances regarding these areas. In general, it can also show new contacts, chance travel. So it's really a good aspect to be flexible. You want to anticipate changes a little bit and be flexible and open towards new experiences. On the 17th, we've got the Sun trining Saturn from your 4th to your 12th house. And the Sun and Saturn in favorable aspect can show serious concerns, ambition. It gives you the patience and endurance for disciplined study, for serious concerns. It can also show assistance or involvement from more older or respected persons. On the 20th, we've got Mercury conjuncting the Sun in your 5th house. So this could really help give you a strong mission, purpose, or statement with regards to creative or personal business ventures. So good for trade and commerce, generally speaking. This aspect helps you be articulate, so you know your own mind and you're able to express it. So good for self-promotion as well. So letters, phone calls, and conversations are good and being initiated by you, so good for activity, movements, and travel. On the 24th, we've got Mercury trining Saturn from the 4th to the 12th house. And like the Sun trine Saturn, this can show concentration. And with Mercury and Saturn, this is attention to detail. It's good for learning and education matters. And this aspect is good for tedious rather than inspired work. So this is good for accounting or bills or, rote things that need to be done that aren't that inspired. For some, it can also show the opportunity to travel for a serious purpose or the need to speak or study to advance their career. So the new moon is in Taurus in your 5th house on the 26th of April. So here the focus in terms of initiative for the next 2 weeks is going to be around creative self-expression, personal business, promotion, also just for fun endeavors. This can also show romantic inclinations, so maybe you're being bold and taking risks. So this is really the next 2 weeks you want to focus on things that you feel passionate and inspired by. And like I said, it's very good for self-promotion with regards to personal business. So the month ends with Mercury conjunct Uranus in your 4th house on the 28th. So Mercury and Uranus, like the Sun in Uranus, or Uranus with just about any other planet, can behave in a surprising manner. So this can show excitement, fast-paced thinking, also sudden insights, ideas, or exciting news. But for some of us, this can show feeling overstimulated and being nervous or scattered energies. So, take it easy. You're going to want to curb that restlessness. There can also sometimes be mechanical problems, so problems with regards to computer and cars. So don't be surprised, if there is some difficulty in these areas. If you've enjoyed this forecast, please like and subscribe, and thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can visit my website at www.psyche.co.za to book a consultation. Thanks again.